Blessed risings, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where in the world you are tapping in from. You got to keep in mind, Keep It P Podcast is a global show, and today we'll be discussing Upscale DC-area mall evacuated after gunfire erupts, Virginia police say. We're going to show you some breaking footage, as always. Keep It P exclusive. But first, a word from our esteemed colleague, Kendra Blackwood.
Be one to the family. This is Kendra Blackwood of Hot Lava Music TV and the Hot Lava Media Group. And I come to you today with an urgent call to action. And with that being said, this petition is to demand the U.S. government immediately make anti-black racism a public health crisis, is now an active campaign at change.org. And after this message I'm going to need you to go over there and show your support. Right after you smash that like and subscribe if you have not already. Make sure you hit that bell for notifications. It doesn't cost you a thing. Now, this is a petition to demand cash reparations for foundational Black Americans addressing two critical components. So what is anti-Black racism? Anti-Black racism is defined here as policies and practices rooted in American institutions such as government, finance, education, healthcare, and justice that mirror and reinforce economic deprivation, racially targeted laws, beliefs, attitudes, prejudice, stereotyping and/or discrimination toward foundational Black Americans. What is a public health crisis, you ask? Well, a health crisis or public health crisis is a difficult situation or complex health system that affects humans in one or more geographic areas, from a particular locality to encompass the entire planet. Health crises generally have significant impacts on community health, loss of life, and on the economy. And ultimately the solution to the problem. It is imperative that the United States government declare anti-Black racism a public health crisis for foundational Black Americans. In 2020, as a community, Asian Americans experienced only 287 hate crimes nationwide. However, FBA in the same year suffered 2,871 reported hate crimes. As we know, those are just the reported accounts according to the F.B.I. As foundational Black Americans, we know that the number should reach in the billions daily. This resulted in a 94-1 unanimous decision to pass into law an anti-Asian hate crime provision to make Asian a protected class. With anti-Black racism being thousands of times more prevalent and permeating within the fabric of America, we ask that you sign this petition to say we are sick of studies and commissions to study forums and meaningless holidays and nothing burger symbolic gestures. We demand the U.S. government to urgently disperse the first initial reparations cash payment of $20 trillion to the surviving descendants of American chattel slavery. AKA, cut the damn check. And I mean that. Jack. On my ancestors for real for real. I proudly digress. Anyway, check out the new Slave Patrol documentary. Pull up season on you sucker MCs. Don't forget to join us on Patreon. I got 4 words for you. Go grab a shirt. And love, peace, blessings and Meloa. Be
Music TV.
We got breaking footage. I'm just going into it. This is live from the mall. This is what the chaos in the mall. Police in Fairfax County, Virginia said a fight broke out among a small group of people at the Tysons Corner Center in Tysons, Virginia, and one man described as a male in a black hoodie displayed a firearm and fired shots. Officers are currently clearing the mall to ensure suspects are no longer present and assisting those sheltering in place. Fairfax County Police said there are no reports of an active shooter. If you are sheltered, please stay in place until officers come to assist.
No, I was on the floor and then everyone started running from the wall.
Footage courtesy of Top TV Canada, KIPP exclusive.
Alright, let's just get us started.
And this is from the evacuation of the mall. Police in Fairfax County, Virginia, said a fight broke out amongst a small group of people. Tysons Corner Center in Tysons, Virginia. One man described as a male in a black hoodie displayed a firearm and fired shots.
Are we going to try to drive out of
They
here?
haven't said if there's any injuries and fatalities.
I think we could
There
just
will
get
be soon. Official movement, but there hasn't been as of yet. This is live footage of the evacuation from someone who was stuck inside. See him still shooting. Live footage, baby. KIPP exclusive.
Go to a random building. Go to a random.
You won't get this footage, girls, Pete. This exclusive footage. Now here they come. Now we're going over to the news conference. It should be getting ready to start. KIPP exclusive. Again, Upscale DC-area mall evacuated after shots rang out. They said it's believed to be, you're going to have to go back and watch the live footage that I had. I had break-in live footage from inside as the evacuation took place. I may be able to bring that in, but currently we're waiting for them to come with the news conference. But police in Fairfax County, Virginia, said a fight broke out among a small group of people at the Tysons Corner Center in Tysons, Virginia, and one man described as a black male in a black hoodie. This is Fox. This is the only people that said it was a black male. Everywhere else said it was just a male in a black hoodie. Now we're waiting for, like I said, this news conference. They never on time. I'm going to run back the footage to show y'all that we had the break-in footage for inside. Oh, here we go. Here they come with their garbage. Here's the news conference.
That shots are ringing out inside of a place as safe as Tysons Corner Center. It makes all of our hearts drop to the pit of our stomachs. I know I heard about this. The possibility of this incident or an active shooter at places Tysons Corner Center is something that shocks us all. but we're prepared for it and we're ready for it. And the Fairfax County Police Department trains vigorously on active violence incidents. Our relationship with Tysons Corner Center, their management, you can see them all here today, is the gold standard. We police are every day of the week. Our Tysons Urban team and our police officers were on the scene of this shots fired today immediately because we have police officers in Fairfax County dedicated to Tysons Corner Center. That's how important Tysons Corner Center is to us and to the community, not just in Fairfax County, but in the entire National Capital Region. All you have to do is say the word Tysons. People come here because it's safe, and that's going to always continue to be the case. So I'm going to turn this over to Executive Deputy Chief Brian Riley to provide some details of what happened here earlier this afternoon. But know this, we will find, we will capture, and we will hold accountable the persons involved for this melee, this reckless discharge of a firearm.
Oh,
on the
must
second
be
floor
black.
of Tysons Corner Center.
Listen to the verbiage.
Beautiful Saturday afternoon. We're going to find them. I promise you that. They will be held accountable, and that's going to happen in short order.
What does that mean?
And the
Die?
next time before you, we're going to be talking about who they are, and we're going to be talking about criminal charges being placed against them.
If you bring them in, because if they're
Shouldn't
black,
happen.
there's
It
not
can't
criminal
happen.
charges. Could just kill them.
We join the community. This isn't acceptable to any of us. Any of us. So enough. We're going to find these guys and hold them accountable. So over to Chief Riley, and then we'll stand ready to take some questions.
Thanks. Good afternoon. After to receive several phone calls from community members stating that there had been a shooting inside of the Tysons Center mall here. So our officers were already on scene. We had several officers that were assigned here that were on location. They immediately started to go towards the location where people were calling in and telling us where the shooting took place. Officers also were dispatched that were on the road. They also came in. As our community members were fleeing outside of Tysons Center, our officers were going inside to establish what took place, to try to find out if there were any injuries to anybody, any victims, or if there's any suspects. At this time, we have detectives on scene that are inside of the Tysons that are going through hundreds of angles of video to try to ascertain what took place here today. At this time, we have no victims that we are aware of, whether at local hospitals or here on the scene, that are suffering from any gunshot wounds. None. We did have 3 people that were transported to local hospitals for injuries sustained while fleeing from inside of Tysons. We'll make that very clear. At this point, we have nobody that's been injured from gunfire. We have established from looking at our crime scene and starting to process the area that someone did fire a gun. We've recovered evidence that is consistent with gunfire, as in shell casings. So we're still very early in this investigation, but as the chief said, we have a lot of information coming into us from our community members, from the cameras inside of Tysons, and we are going to establish what took place. We're going to be able to establish who did what in the situation, and as the chief said, I fully expect charges sooner than later in this case.
Approximately how many shots were fired?
I'm not going to get into the evidence specifics, but shots were fired inside.
Can you tell us how many shooters there were?
Cannot give you that either. So I haven't seen any of the video yet. Like I said, there's several hundred cameras in there. We're trying to get the video that shows all of what took place.
All this for shots fired, nobody hurt, nobody killed.
But at this
Shooters
time, I
definitely
can't tell you
black.
exactly what took place. or
We're
how
gonna
many shooters there were.
exhaust all of our
It was on the second floor
resources.
of the Tysons Corner
Bring them
Center.
to justice.
Shots we heard from witnesses.
Multiple shots is fair to say, yes.
Can you tell us in between, like near what stores it happened?
So it was on one of the walkways up there, the
It's a pretty big mall, so.
Right, so it was just inside. I'm not going to get into any of the stores. I have not been inside the scene. I'm going there next. But it was on the second floor of the Tysons Corner Center. No, on the walkway area outside. That's accessible to the public. Yes.
This started as a fight between 2 people, groups of people, and what can you tell us about
So we're going through that video to try to figure it out. We have several witnesses that stayed on scene, and when I say several, double digits worth of people, 20 plus people here that we're trying to get through interviews now. But we believe some kind of fight took place, at which point somebody displayed a handgun and fired multiple times.
Somebody
So our
flashed a
officers went through
gun?
the entire
Were
mall
there
to see if
shot
we could find
fired
any
even?
victims, which we very happy to say did not. But then we were also looking for people that may have been hiding in place, which is pretty normal for a situation like this. We cleared the entire mall, and I think the chief will get into it, but Tysons Corner Center has told us they are not going to reopen for today. They're going to keep it shut down, and they'll reopen.
Do we know how many people were involved? How large was this group?
That's something we're trying to figure out as well through all the videos, but I would say there's 2 groups, which I would say 3 people at least on both sides.
Do you have a timetable on when you'll be able to open inside the mall? Just a lot of people want to know, like, kind of what happened, where it happened, or confirm when will you all be able to confirm that information?
Sunday or Monday at the latest. We are, in a very short amount of time, very deep into this investigation. We're deep into this investigation with names and with vehicles. We are working with surrounding police departments. You can see today that the Virginia police immediately stepped up and provided a great amount of traffic control for us. So kudos to the Virginia State Police, but our detectives, like always in this national capital region where boundaries are tough to come because they're so blurred, we're in contact with several other national capital region police departments, and because of that, in addition to other things, we're deep into this investigation, and we anticipate we'll stand before you again sometime tomorrow afternoon or Monday at the very latest with more information and hopefully news of a closure. Yes, ma'am.
Do you know what kind of weapon was used?
Now, we know it's a firearm that was capable of firing projectiles that had shell casings. So we have shell casing ballistic evidence on the scene, several shell casings that have been recovered, and hopefully we'll be able to answer that question a little bit
So
later.
you don't know if it was a gun?
Here from multiple, like you said, multiple agencies. You had to evacuate a whole lot going on. Folks also want to know how long you guys plan to keep this area blocked off. How long will this investigation last into the night?
As long as it needs to. And I know that's a cop-out of an answer, but we're going to do a thorough job. Fairfax County Fire and Rescue is here. They were on the scene immediately. And you know, the reputation of Fairfax County Fire and Rescue speaks for itself. They were here immediately to give aid. You know, it's a patient-centric response. So we want to save lives, and that incident preparation goes beyond police officers, but it also includes fire and rescue personnel as well.
Can you tell us what time you received the call and what time you responded? So we received the call at 2:47. We were on scene at 2:47 because we have police officers that were working this location today when this incident happened. So it was immediate response.
Just to follow, first of all, you said we're deep plates. Can you elaborate on that? Is that names of
I think I said vehicle descriptions and person descriptions. And here's the intention behind me telling you that. I think anytime this happens, the community wants to know, is there a threat at large, either in Tysons Corner Center or in the immediate surrounding community. Thanks to our relationships with our surrounding jurisdictions and the detective work that's happening now, we are not at a whodunit phase in this investigation. We already have names. We have witnesses that we're interviewing right now. We're going through hundreds of cameras that have video footage that we want to continue to pursue. So all those things I mentioned to ensure this community in Fairfax County and beyond,
See
that
how
this
they always
comprehensive public
got
safety
a
response
gang
is
of
going to
video
yield the results
footage.
that this community expects
That's what I'm
from
saying.
its police and
The
fire
shooter's black.
personnel.
You say we're lucky there were no injuries today?
The shooter that didn't
Well, we're
shoot
always
nobody,
fortunate
the shooter
there's
that
not
may or
injury.
may not, it
When
could be a
shots ring
gun. He
out
said there's
inside of a
projectiles, but
shopping
we
center
don't
here or
know.
anywhere else in America, and no one suffers a fatal or a non-fatal gunshot wound, that's a good thing. What's not is that it happened. And we join thousands of American police departments across the country as we prepare for active violence incidents, aka active shootings. It's happening at a relentless rate, it seems, across this country. And it can happen anywhere. It can happen anywhere at any time. And what I'm very proud of, and I know our fire chief, John Butler, is very proud of, is the response of the men and women who were here so quickly and exhibited such grace and were calm, cool, and collective as they went
Definitely
about the
is a black shooter.
sure
They got there in
that the area was
2.2
safe,
seconds.
trying to identify people who had sheltered in place and let them know it's safe to come out, and working with the management at Tysons Corner Center. There's a lot of moving parts that are happening at the same time, and we look forward to, within 48 hours, sharing some more detail about it.
You touched on this. Can you just elaborate a little bit more about the partnership that you all have with the mall? How often do trainings like to respond to incidents like this? And also, can you give a rough estimation of how many officers were already on scene doing their normal patrol inside the mall?
So there are several that are assigned to the mall today. Our relationships, our training, our active violence incident training has been going on for a number of years in Fairfax County. We were one of the pioneering police departments in the country to specifically train and provide equipment to patrol officers, breaching equipment, shields, things that allow police officers to go in,
Army equipment,
and to confront danger, and to identify threats, and to eliminate threats. So that's been going on. Post Uvalde, Texas,
neutralize.
Our training has even enhanced, and we can't train enough. And the partnership we have with Tysons Corner Center and their management, their leadership.
We can't train enough. Budget can't be large enough. There's never enough.
Virtually every other shopping center in America. We have full-time cops assigned here every day, and they work in partnership with the not only the management, but they have a presence here. And presence means so much right now in our communities, particularly at places where people gather. So one of the messages I kind of want to leave everyone with: Tysons Corner Center is safe. We want you to come here. We know you're going to see when you're here, and they're there for you to protect you. Tysons Corner Center enjoys present tense and future tense a great regional and national reputation.
The military shouldn't police their own people.
The mall opens tomorrow. Tysons Corner Center specifically opens tomorrow at 11 a.m.
We find ourselves in a situation where, like you said, it can happen anywhere. Just as a reminder, or maybe an education for the general public, if they find themselves in a situation like this again, do you think that they responded the right way? What should you do in an environment you hear those gunshots like that?
So the old adage of run, hide, fight, I think rings true. So it's an individual decision a person needs to make based on where they are at that particular moment of crisis. So if you sheltered in place today, great job, and we're proud of you, and we're glad you're safe. If you decide to run to your car in the parking garage or to otherwise flee, great job. We're glad you made that decision, and we're glad that you're safe. So it depends on the particular circumstances of that person at that moment. And we all act differently under stress. We all
do have live evacuation
The reason why we're able to deliver
footage.
such exceptional services under stress as a police and fire personnel is because we practice and we build in that muscle memory.
Is there a safety issue for the general public outside of Tysons? Have you contacted others in case this person is across state lines?
There is not an immediate safety issue for anyone who's here now. Anyone who chooses to spend some time at Tysons Corner Center tomorrow or anywhere else shopping in the vicinity, and our surrounding partners have been briefed on our investigative updates, and they're in danger to anyone at the moment. Anything else? I got sunburn out here. I'm going to blame it on Neil Augenstein.
Thanks.
Good. Thank you.
All right. Oh, okay. So now, I got some exclusive footage for you. Now, I do got some exclusive Keep It P podcast footage of inside the mall during the evacuation. And I'm running back for you.
Run. Everybody needs it. Move.
is inside the mall during the shooting, the possible shooting that they're not even sure that really took place. They've seen casings. They're not sure what kind of casings they were. Projectiles.
What did you hear? No, I was on the floor and then everyone started running the wall.
Let's just get us started. Are we gonna try to drive out of here?
I don't know. I don't know that we should. I think we should just get
What's her rent a building?
Run. Everybody needs it. Move.
KRPP inside the mall. There's the shooting, the evacuation. Make sure you hit that like, comment, share.
What did you hear? On the floor and then everyone started running from the wall.
Let's just get us started. Are we gonna try to drive out of here?
I don't know. I don't know that we should. I think we should just get
Go to a random building. Go to a random building.
What's going on?
Love, peace, blessings, and Maloha, y'all. Make sure you hit that subscribe, that like. Appreciate you tapping in.
Be careful for her love, she love.
Hey Riri. Hey Rihanna, hey girl, how you doing? I'm into you like Trump's in the boat, and I know that might sound a little confused.
Call me when you need a friend. Call me when you need someone to come through with that loving baby, baby. I'll be the one to get it from the back. You be putting on my body, babe. There ain't no need to answer the phone, 'cause I got you where I need you, babe.